Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's January 5th, 2025, and today we're going to do a little post-crossing. I want to get caught up. Normally I can send 25 cards. I've already got 15 of them traveling, so I've pulled 10 more profiles, and I'm going to read off the profiles, show you the card I've selected. Hopefully you agree with what I've selected, and we will go from there. After that, I've got to finish undecorating the house. We've got all the decorations off the birch tree now. They've all got to go in their respective boxes and put back in the basement for storage. And then we're going to take the tree out of the house. So that's all on the agenda for today. But I thought first, I want to get caught up in post-crossing. So if you're finding my channel for the first time, make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave positive comments, you share with other people, and put the notification bell on so you don't miss out on anything. And let's get started with the very first profile. So it's going to Germany. No surprise there. A lot of them do. This one is going to a gentleman. He gives his name. I won't do that though. He says he's interested in other cultures. He likes going to museums. He often travels by train. He likes cold countries more than hot ones. Loves Indian food. He does geocaching, and he's traveling a lot because he doesn't have any kids. For postcards, he only has one wish. What's the top news of today in your country, region, or city? If you have a newspaper, what is the headline today? The postcards are supposed to be my chronicle. Stamps, I like funny ones, so thank you in advance. Well, that's what he says that he likes. And I'm in a cold weather country, so I thought maybe I would send him a card with lots of snow on it, because some regions have snow. But he said he likes geocaching, so I've got this geocaching postcard meetup. It shows it's in Canada, so he probably knows that we're a cold weather country. It shows the people that attended the meetup. There I am. And so that's the card I selected this time. Should I have sent a snow-covered card to show Canada? Or probably he would guess that we're a northern country and we have some snow here. All right, the next profile I have is staying within Canada. That's always a great surprise for me when I get a profile that's here in Canada. This one's going to Ontario. And she says she lives in Toronto, Canada. Her parents were German and her husband is Dutch. She's lived both in Holland and France as well as here in Canada. She loves history, particularly Ireland from 1919 to 1921, a very small window of Irish history. But she's also interested in any history. She loves craft workshops and creating things. I've done everything from eco-printing to ring making to wet felting. I don't know what wet felting is, so that's something new. Currently, I'm doing calligraphy. I'm not great at any of it, but I have a lot of fun doing it. I have a daughter named Kate and a dog named Ned. If you're wondering about my username, it's based on our late cat, Pomme, which means apple in French. It is a bit of a strange name, but when you have three people trying to compromise, that's what you get. My daughter is the artist of the portrait that she uses for her user profile picture. And I'm new to postcrossing, so happy to receive all kinds of cards. She also makes her own postcards, which she has fun. To those who receive them, I hope you like them. So, yeah, I know there's a lot of people that really enjoy homemade cards. And because she's very crafty, I thought I would send this one. So this is Lucy Montgomery's Crazy Quilt that she made between the ages of 12 and 16. For those of you who don't know who Lucy Maud Montgomery is, she is the writer of Anne of Green Gables, Prince Edward Island. So when I was in Prince Edward Island last summer, I got a chance to run around with Kyler and see a bunch of different places, a lot of Anne sites, and we picked up a lot of postcards. So this was one of the postcards I picked up when I was there. So hopefully she'll like the artist inspiration on the front. All right, moving along. The next card I have is going to India. She is from South India state, known for its greenery, food, and fine films. She says she's someone who enjoys watching films, reading poetry, and exploring music. I like to be in constant pursuit of new experiences. My work demands communication and connection with the general public, which teaches me a lot of new things. But at times it can be exhausting. I have been actively choosing a path of healing, and I'm trying to lead a slow life. Someday I wish to make a home in the mountains, a small cozy space of mine, which has wide windows, wooden floors, and lots of greenery in and around the house. Lots of greenery in and around the house, all one sentence. Those floor-to-ceiling bookshelves and wind chimes and artifacts. So not a lot to go on, but I got the sense that she wanted a peaceful area in the future. And so that made me think of this postcard. Also, I received while I was in Prince Edward Island, not with Kyler though, with Helen. Helen lives in St. Peter's Bay, and it is a wonderfully peaceful area. Lots of little things to explore there, and very friendly people. So maybe that's the type of community. I know it's not the mountains, but a community like that perhaps is what she's looking for. My third card that I pulled has a profile going to Taiwan, and says, it would be nice if you could write down my name in Chinese on the postcard. So I will do my best. It's not going to be easy, but I will do my best to do so. I'm a huge fan of food. If you happen to have a postcard with mouth-watering food on it, I'll be delighted to receive it. Just be sure to describe how it tastes to me. I'd like to know all about your culinary culture. Or you can send me something with a view or a sight of your country, and would be thrilled to have some handy tips for traveling. Generally, I like anything. My interest for now is swimming, hiking, film photography, and movies. All right, so this one, I'm taking a little bit of a gamble. She said she likes food, and she's a foodie. I'm also a foodie. I love to try new things, but she said a mouth-watering postcard of food. First thing I thought about was a sticky bun from Alma's Kelly's Bake Shop. I love going there every summer, but I couldn't find one handily. But I did find this for local food. Clam digging. Is it mouth-watering? Not to me, but many people enjoy it. There's a lot of seafood here. So what are they actually doing? When the tide goes out, here in Atlantic Canada, it leaves sandbarges. And in those sandbarges, if you go out and you look, you'll see little pockets of air bubbles that are coming up. And below those air bubbles, if you dig down with a little shovel or a spade, not very far, you're going to find clams and mussels and all sorts of mollusks down there that people love to take, rinse off, put in a bucket, boil them away, and then eat the contents. Now, I can't do it because clams and mussels make me sick. So there's some sort of reaction I have to it. I can eat lobsters and crabs and shrimp and all sorts of other things, but those ones don't do it for me. So are they mouth-watering? Not really, but it is something local that people do eat, and she wants to try new experiences. That would be a new experience for her if she was to come here. All right, the next postcard I have is going to China. It says, hello, my name is, I live in the central China, Jiangsu province. I'm a master's student majoring in chemical engineering at Nanjing Tech University from China. Now I'm a process engineer. I recently been out of love with a girl who I've been in love with for 2 years. Why is this only once in without you? I'm not quite sure what that sentence means, other than maybe there was a girl he was interested in that he's no longer interested in. Why does this happen? I don't know. It says, postcards and stamps. He enjoys receiving and single view postcards of cultural relics, antiques, and historical sites, historical and natural attractions in your country, national flags of your country, famous universities, famous people, such as a head of state, politicians, giants, scientists, and stars. If you can help me, I will see it as a treasure. If the postcard and stamp were all about the same thing, a maxi card, I'd like very much, and I will send you a gift. If you can't think of something to say, maybe you can tell me about the history, culture, natural landscapes, and customs from your country to help me know more about your country. Happy Postcrossing. Well, this one, he talked about artifacts and museums and historical places. So I'm going with this. And on the outside, it's not the Sphinx or the pyramids or any other artifacts and things like that, but it is artifacts from here. This is native embroidery bags and moccasins at Lower Fort Garry National Historical Site. And so I thought I would send this. This is some of the historical items that our native inhabitants here in Canada produced. And so it is our culture, our history that is here that will be very much different from what he might be used to in China. Okay, moving along. The next profile is coming from Michigan in the United States. It says, hello world. Please put the date on your postcards and don't worry too much about what you send. I will like any postcard because there is a large variety out there and getting a postcard from you is wonderful. Remember the ID. I always have my return address on the cards in case it has to be returned to me. Please, no stickers or washi tape. All right, so it's just going to be a message card. It can sometimes come loose as it goes through the postal system and it will damage the card. Another collection I have are smashed pennies. My avatar is my grandfather's family taken in Russia in 1910. He is the smallest one in the front. In 1928, when my mom was born at the same part, it was part of Poland. Now it lays in the Ukraine. That town is called, well, I'll get into what it's called. Please do not use perfumes on your postcards or envelopes. I'm very allergic, so that's good to know. She's retired from the postal office since 2017, but keeps her profile name. And so even though her first name is correct on it, her last name just means from the post office. So there you go. I'm trying to abbreviate some of the stuff. She gives a lot of personal information in here. She says, I have a great sense of humor, so funny cards are perfect for me. Please use an envelope if it doesn't cost you more, because the card sometimes arrives damaged. Says, we only have one grandchild, and I started Postcrossing before she was born. I actually live in, okay, once again, so it says where she lives, so I'm not going to put that, and she has her address. My favorite wall has cards that I do not have. If you put the number of the card, I can delete it from the wall. Some collections I have. And then she talks about some things that she has there, like Envelope cards, Lantern Pressed, Old West Collection, Series Route 66. Thank you in advance. And then she gives the address for trying to get a Postcrossing stamp. So that's all good. So in the end, what I'm going to do is, because she doesn't want it decorated, I've gone with a local card. So this is a meetup we had in 2022, or 2022, if you will. This is the Rocks here, Hopewell Cape. And there are the people at the meetup. So it isn't decorated, and I will put it in an envelope, so it'll give me lots of room to have a nice message in there, and the card will be protected. And that's what we'll do for that lady. All right. The next one is going to Singapore. So I'm, okay, I have profiles scattered all around the world, which is wonderful. It says, painter, philosopher, photography, love writing and reading, keep up with all the love of art house films and social issues. I live in the small little dot of the world, and I love to meet people in social, cultural senses. Interested in listening and sharing views on philosophy, on human psyche, traveling to expose myself to all perspectives is also my forte. Love brutalism, architecture, black and white photography, being born as an unknown painter who is a fine art grad as well. I always tend to think about ideas in composing works for exposing. Send me your views and laughs. Yes, I love good humor too. Love hedgehogs too. My hedgie just passed away after 5 years. Still miss his chunky butt. That resonates with me the most. And although I could go and read the rest of the profile, that's kind of where I stopped. I mean, I did read the rest of the profile, but I knew the card that I was going to send had to be a hedgehog card. If I had a card left of Polo, it would go off to them. But I don't. So I have this one. I did have another one. This is the one I was thinking about. But I like this one because he does have a chunky butt. And that's what our hedgehogs do have. So I hope this image is pleasant for her when she receives it. So it is for me when I think of Polo. And I will miss him when he is one day gone too. So thank you for that. The next profile is going to Germany. So my second one going to Germany. She is 58 years old and lives with her boyfriend. And they give the name. My hobbies are flowers and meet my best friends and reading. I like postcards of buildings or landscapes of your hometown, your region where you live, map cards, U.S. state maps, UNESCO World Heritage, teddy bears, polar bears, koala bears, panda bears, raccoons, the Aurora Borealis, Northern Lights, sun, moon, stars, galaxies, telescopes, and everything that goes with it, guitars, motorcycles, lighthouses, sailing ships, everything that has to do with sailing. And I started to collect the stamps. So I went with this. Now, it isn't from my region. I'm going to go with that first. Guernsey. It's a stamp. She's collecting stamps. She loves everything to do with sailing. She went on about that. It is sailing. And there in the background is a lighthouse. So we have 3 different things on there. I'm going to put this in an envelope, and I'm going to send her some stamps as well. So I think I will have checked a lot of the boxes that she wants. Okay. Profile number 9 is going to Brazil. This is a nice one to get because I don't get many for Brazil. He's a physician. He's 51 years old. He's married, has 2 sons, both 24 and 21. He lives, I won't say the area that he lives in, but it has 1.4 million people that live, and it's the capital of that region. The city has a good quality of life. He has a busy and heavy routine work in an operations room, but really loves anesthesiology. My spare time, he usually listens to music, goes to the cinema, hanging out with family, makes jigsaw puzzles and crosswords, reads novels, and then lists a bunch of novels, authors he enjoys. Traveling is also a passion. He's visited the United States twice because his oldest son graduated from Purdue University and currently works as an engineer in Chicago. And his youngest studies economics at the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis. And he says he's already been to, and he lists all the states he's been to, and then all the countries he's been to, and how many times he's been to them. He says, kindly do not send me handmade, self-printed cards, ad cards, your own photos, or digital photos. These are not genuine postcards. I disagree, but I understand. I prefer real printed touristic postcards, those that you buy at a store. Please send me a card that shows aspects of your own country, not from a different country. If your country does not have lighthouses, I prefer your city view or touristic postcards of your country. Lighthouses in capital letters are my favorite postcards. However, I enjoy UNESCO heritage sites, soccer stadiums, NFL teams, NCAA football stadiums, cathedrals, bridges, monuments, city views, maps. My favorite gallery, and then lists that. He collects mint, not used stamps from worldwide themes like lighthouses and the blind or braille or eyes on stamps. So you're going to get a touristy postcard, one that you buy in a shop. And it's a lighthouse because that's the theme you seem to love the most. This lighthouse is in Prince Edward Island. There is definitely a theme of the cards I picked this time. A lot of Prince Edward Island. I know I live in the province of New Brunswick. It is only 40 minutes away from Prince Edward Island. So I promote all of the Maritimes, even Atlantic Canada. Sometimes I send some Newfoundland postcards too. So it is all in my region. All right, the last card that I have going out is going to Germany. And so once again, it says, hello to you, soon not to be a stranger. My name is, I'm a Kenyan living in Freiburg. I love watching movies and series, especially British epic crime-solving series during my free time, and I like listening to music and audiobooks and going swimming. I would be glad if you'd send me these kinds of postcards. Street pictures, ocean, horizons, funny cartoons, skateboarding, swimming, street art or graffiti, manga, drawings, caricatures, black and white postcards, Banksy, Christian cards. And on the postcard, you could recommend a movie or write to me a short, good memory of your childhood or a place that you'd visited. What are you trying to learn right now or your dreams and goals? Single view, please. Write the date on it. Looking forward to receiving your postcard. P.S. Few love reading long profiles. Few go postcard shopping for specific wishes, so you can also send me what makes you happy. We all have less time and busy lifestyles. So do you. Peace and love. Well, Prince Edward Island, we're still sticking with it. The red cliffs, we have the ocean, we have waves, we have the horizon. Those are all things that were on her list. It is local, so staying local. And that is the last profile I have. Now I've got these 10 things to decorate for those that wanted decorations. Write the messages and get them off in the post for tomorrow. So that's my next plan. If you want to see decorating, then I probably will be having a live stream later this week. I also have some direct messages for direct swaps to write back next week. So I probably will do a little decorating on that and maybe do a video. So stay tuned in the future. I gotta do my stuff. You probably have your stuff to do. So have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye. If it's not your cup of tea, well, stick around anyways. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave a positive comment. I was going to say pot of tea. That wouldn't be right.